class. Good day, everyone. Welcome to the English grammar class. It is lesson 2, and we will be discussing nouns. Nouns. I know you are familiar with nouns right from your primary school days. Anyway, at the end of this class, you should be able to answer questions on surfaces of nouns. So pay attention as I will be explaining. So I'll be able to answer the questions. That's assignment 1. Assignment 2 should be able to answer questions on surfaces of nouns. Then assignment number 3 should be able to answer questions on determinants of singular countable nouns. Assignment number 4 you should be able to answer questions on determinants of plural countable nouns. Assignment number 5 you should be able to answer questions on determinants of countable nouns that are both singular and plural. Assignment number 6, you should be able to understand determinants and be able to use singular and plural type under countable nouns. Assignment number 7, you should be able to operate on countable nouns, so with or without determinants. Assignment number 8, you should be able to form 5 sentences, each with determinants of uncountable nouns. Assignment number 9, you should be able to write 30 sentences from your dictionary following this structure here. Assignment number 10, you should be able to write 30 sentences also following this structure here. So you have to pay good attention so that you can understand. You are welcome. Let's go to the class. Types of noun. We have 7 types of nouns anyway. So we have countable nouns. In your dictionary, you see them as noun, countable, N, C. We have uncountable nouns. So it can still be called uncount noun. So a countable noun can still be called count nouns in some dictionary. Then we have concrete nouns. Number 4, we have abstract nouns. Number 5, we have collective nouns. Number 6, we have common nouns. And number 7, we have proper nouns. So now let us take the first type, countable nouns. We see that our countable nouns can be seen as N, C, noun, countable from the dictionary. So this type of nouns are nouns of things that can be counted directly. Not things that you see every day. They are usually countable nouns. They have the singular and the plural form. Chairs, you can say a chair, 2 chairs, a ruler, 2 rulers, a book, 2 books. So these are countable nouns. 2 mangoes, 1 mango, 5 mangoes. So we can see pictorially, you can say a child, 3 children, a woman, 3 women, a man. So we can see, so we can count the half singular and plural. That is the nature of count nouns. So count nouns, these are nouns of things that can be counted directly. I think you understand that. So you can count them directly, so using singular and plural. And you need to take notice that sometimes we will say, when we are counting doing the singularity, we will talk of something like a boy, an angel. How do we know when to use a? When do we say a cup? Why not an cup? Then why do we say an angel? Why not an angel? The explanation is very straightforward. The issue is that we look at the noun that we are talking about, like boy, cup, man. So we look at what starts it. If it is a consonant sound that starts it, just like boy here, so it must start with A. If it is a consonant sound that starts it, consonant M, consonant G, so it will take A good. So it must be a countable noun. Then we want to say the singular already. Then it starts with a consonant. So we say a boy, a cup, a man, a goat, a mosque, a church. So when we use an, if that countable noun starts with a vowel or with a vowel sound, just like this now, E or S sound, egg. So an egg. Okay, you see apple start with A, so you can see A an apple, A an angel, A E. So vowel sounds. So this is how we know. Example 1. A person has been abducted. So 1A, so we see person, first we see that person is a countable noun. And 2, person must start with a consonant. Person must be a countable noun. Obviously, a person or person is a countable noun. Then they start with a consonant sound P. You can see them in red. Okay. So P. So that is why it will take A. So we say a person. Another example 2. Let an anchor down from the boat of a ship in order to prevent it from moving away. So we say the word anchor must be a countable noun, and we must be interested in the singular. So, and it must also start with a consonant sound, and this is a anchor. This is A or A. So anchor. So it will be an anchor. An anchor. Thus the same thing goes with a bitter here. It is an apple. But we have this adjective in between, bitter. So it starts with the consonant B. So it determines that it will be a bitter apple. But if we do not have this bitter in between, it would have been an apple. And now because we have this adjective in between, it now becomes a bitter apple. A bitter apple. Number 3, uncountable nouns. You see them in the dictionary as N, U, noun, uncountable. So they are nouns of things that cannot be counted directly. You know, the other time now we are counting legs, apple. We can count 1, 2 apples, 3 apples, 1 apple, an apple. But here it is not like that. We cannot count water, for instance, directly. We cannot count sand. So we have to use an indirect method. We can't count salt. We can't count oil. So we have to use an indirect way to count. So for instance, now since we cannot count milk, it is a liquid. So we will use bottle. When we put it in the bottle, it becomes a bottle of milk. If you use a spoon to measure it, that will be a spoon of milk, because milk by itself is an uncountable noun. The same thing with water. So we count them by the countable noun, right? We use to contain them. So we use the countable noun cup here now to count water, a glass cup of water, or a glass of water, or a bucket of water, whichever way, whatever container you use it to count, because you cannot count directly. So say water too in a jug. This will become a jug. So this is tea. You can't count, you can't say tea. So it has to take the form of its container. A cup, or 3 cups of water, or 3 cups of tea. So this is the way to count on counting now. So we can see. So other examples here, so just pay attention to understand them. So we have more uncount nouns: accommodation, advice, aggression, air, arts, assistance, so beef, etc. etc. So those are uncount nouns. So the difference between count and uncount noun would be that for uncount nouns you cannot count directly. For count nouns you can count directly. Concrete nouns. These are nouns of things that have form, things we can touch, things we can see. No, concrete, just like concrete that we used to build. So they have strong form that you can touch. Wood, you can touch wood. You see, things that have body, that have form, they are concrete. Anything that has a concrete existence that you can see. So your biro, basically, so many things that you can see, feel, touch, hear. So they are drugs. Once you can touch them, once you can feel them, so you can smell them. So they are under concrete noun. So you see, concrete now, you see the baby, you can touch the baby, carry the baby. A tree is concrete because you can see it. It has physical existence. So you see, so concrete nouns. So these are nouns of things you can taste, you can touch, you can see, you can smell, you can hear. So you see more examples. Now, abstract nouns. Abstract nouns are the opposite of a concrete nouns. They do not have material existence, but we know that they exist. But they do not have, we can't see them, we cannot feel them, we cannot touch them. So, like if I say headache, where is headache? It is abstract. If I say toothache, pain, love, kindness, health, enjoyment, interest, justice, you know that they exist, but you cannot really see them. So you see, anger. Despite the fact that we know that this man is angry, we cannot really see that anger, so it's just expressing it. You cannot feel it, you cannot touch it. Favorite, bravery, we can't see them. Friendship, you can only see the people that are in friendship. But the reality is that you cannot see friendship itself. That is abstract. So compare with concrete. Concrete that have material existence that we can hold, that we can touch. So abstract that do not have material existence that are existing. So we see more common abstract nouns. So you can see them. They are abstract. They are abstract. Commit them to memory and study them and think properly about them. Sorry for that interruption. So, abstract nouns. Then we have collective nouns. These are nouns of for a group of things. When you have your keys together, you have a bunch of keys. So it is talking about things that are together. For instance, your stick of chalk will come as a packet. So you have a packet of chalk. You have a fleet of cars. When you have many cars together, okay. Bananas, when you have them together, you call them a bunch. The staff of teachers. So when you have more than one, or you have all the teachers, you call them a staff. So the students in the school are called a school of students, a gang of robbers, a congregation in a church or mosque, spectator, people that are watching, of a spectator on the field, an army of ants where we have many ants. So we can say a bouquet of flowers where we have more flowers, okay, gathered together. A brood of ants where we have so many ants together. A bunch of grapes where you have several grapes together. You call them a bunch. So a caravan of camels, where you have a number of camels together, you call them a caravan of camel. A cast of beds, so where you have more than one bed. Okay, then we look at common nouns. Common nouns, the nouns of things that a common noun is general name of any person. So, okay, you'll be able, when you match common noun with proper noun, you'll be able to have an understanding, an appreciation. Therefore, common nouns, they are general names. Compare with proper noun. Proper nouns are specific names. For instance, if you have dogs, dogs will be common nouns for all dogs. But specifically, I can call my dog Bingo. So Bingo will be a specific dog. So it will not be all dogs now. So Bingo will be a proper noun, but dog will be a common noun. So if I have even names of street, okay, that is places. When you are talking about places, you just mention, okay, places is a common, is general, belongs to, is a common noun. But once I say Abeokuta, it becomes a proper noun. So a proper noun must be written, must be started with a capital letter. A proper noun must be started with a capital letter to distinguish it from the common noun. Boy, boy is common. Any boy will look at me. Woman is a common noun. So, but if I say Ade or a girl, girl is a common noun. I say Chichi, Chichi will be a given girl. So you must start Chichi with capital letter C. If I have a boy that is Michael, you must start Michael with capital letter M. Some people name their houses. If you go about the university campuses, you say they name them like Nigeria Aso Rock too. Okay, Aso Rock will be a proper noun. White House will be a common noun. So our proper noun and our common noun can be compared together. So a proper noun will be a specific, very, very specific. So not general. Specific is only that thing that is or that bears that. It is so specific. So we compare it with common nouns. Take notice of that. So a proper noun must always start with a capital letter. So you can see Mr. Then W, Wale, Broad Street, capital letter B, River Niger, capital letter R, Bingo, capital letter B, my dog, dog is small letter, Bonfita, a specific name of a beverage, Lipton tea, capital letter L, capital letter R, Royal Castle. So let us take some rest. Thank you.